Good. 7 a.m. You just fell out of my holder. 1 second. Technical difficulties. Let's go. Here we go. That was hilarious. How you doing? Nope, we're not quite set up yet. Hey, you know what? Sometimes we just gotta roll with the punches. Hey, what's your 1 degree? All right, what the heck am I talking about? I'm Coach Jessica, Break the Cycle Wellness, your coach for seeing success in your health and wellness. Build some consistency and confidence in your health journey, right? Okay, so what the heck? Okay, I want you to imagine with me. All right, you're in the kitchen, right? You got your pot on the stove, and you got water in it, and you've turned on the burner. Everybody with me? Can you picture the pot? You've got water in it, you turn on the burner, right? Slowly, you're waiting for that pot to boil, right? It's increasing 1 degree at a time. It's getting warmer, it's getting warmer. The water molecules are getting a little wild and crazy in there, starting to shake a little bit. Let's get to 200 degrees, right? You get to 211 degrees. You are almost there, right? 211 degrees is 1 degree from boil, okay? Poof. All of a sudden you're boiling. The water is hot. You're starting to see the bubbles. You are starting to see the steam rise. 1 degree makes all the difference in that water going from hot to boiling and steaming, okay? I want you to think about this for a second. That 1 degree, that shift, that one small shift is enough to move a locomotive down a railroad tracks. Steam engines. All it takes is the water to go from 211 to 212 to create steam to move a locomotive. Imagine if you were to take the steps necessary to move 1 degree, how fast your health and wellness journey could go with that shift. Think about it. What could 1 degree do for you? And a lot of times we're like, some big, massive thing we need to do, and that is not the case. 1 degree is one small, tiny step, but it took 211 degrees to get to 212. That consistently warming up the water, poof, now we're running a steam engine. Does that make sense? If you get that, if this makes a little bit of sense for you, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, let me know. Because that 1 degree could be the thing that shifts everything for you and your health and wellness. But let me tell you, sometimes we sit there and we're tapping our fingers and we get really, really frustrated and impatient with that water boiling. Probably more than likely if you're in the kitchen and you're cooking a meal, you don't just say, forget about it, and turn off the water and say, I'm not cooking that anymore. It's taking too long to boil. But we do that with our health and wellness journey, don't we? We do that with our exercise. We're not seeing the results on the scale that we want to see, so we just stop doing all the wonderful things that help us feel amazing and that could get us to that boiling point. So my encouragement to you is to ask yourself, what are those 1 things, those 1 degree activities that may you stop doing because you're not seeing the instant results? We're not getting an instant boil. We're not moving that locomotive down the track so fast yet because we haven't built the momentum up. We haven't taken the 211 steps, gotten to 211 degrees to roll over into that boil, that 212. That 212 is key to produce the steam, to move the locomotive down you will not get the locomotive down the tracks at 210. It's not going to happen. It's really close. It's really close. And you're probably way closer than you realize to moving that locomotive forward. But you're frustrated, and I get it. It's so frustrating because the scale didn't move. You're like, I'm drinking the water, Jessica. I'm trying to eat my vegetables. I'm getting a little extra sleep. It's a lifestyle, friends. It is a lifestyle. You have to choose to do these things forever. And some of you may be like, nope, I'm not signing up for that. Fine. You're not going to see the results in your health and wellness. You have to ask yourself, what are you willing to do for the rest of your life? Yes, there might be some short-term sacrifices that you need to take if you have a specific weight loss goal. That may mean not going to Starbucks and getting the snacky snack, high-calorie frou-frou drinks or cookies or etc. That may mean no late night runs for ice cream out of your freezer or down to Whitey's if you're here in the Quad Cities, right? Like, those things are short-term gratification that's keeping you from boiling your water. Doesn't mean that you can't plan to have a snack. I want you to be able to enjoy the journey along the way, but plan for it. Don't put it on top of a bad day that you're having as a reaction to deal with your emotions. That is the downfall of restriction. Okay, so if you're restricting so much, you get to a point where you're having a bad day. Well, it seems really awesome to go get that frappy latte, sugar-filled whipped cream on top and some sprinkles, because that's going to give me instant gratification right now if I'm having a bad day. And it's true, it's going to make you feel amazing right now, because you're going to get a huge dopamine hit from the purchase, and you're going to get a huge sugar rush from the sippy sip. You're going to get some caffeine that gets you going. All things not bad, but doesn't help your mental health or the problem that you're stressing out over. It just gives you an immediate feel good to avoid the decisions you need to make, avoid the thing that you're not wanting to process, the emotions that you're not wanting to process, the overwhelm that you are experiencing. So I'm going to ask you, what's your 1 degree that you need to keep moving forward with? Is it that workout that you put aside again? Is it the steps that you're not taking? Because you're just like, they don't really matter. They don't actually add up. Well, I call BS because they do add up over time. I'm a living, walking testimony of what you can do if you just stay consistent. Not perfect. Definitely not perfect. I am finally back on the lean. I am finally starting to see those results, but I've had to keep going and keep going, and it is frustrating and hard, but I'm finally hitting that boiling point, and I'm seeing success because I'm not going to quit. And I know that you don't want to quit for real. Like, you want to keep going. You have goals you want to accomplish, but it's frustrating along the way. It's frustrating because it's way easier to just go back to the old things you were doing before. And when you give in to that, go back to the old way, you cool down the water and you're no longer close to that boiling point again. You were so close. So my encouragement for you today is to keep going. I'm going to reiterate Philippians 4:13 that we talked about yesterday. I can do all this through him who gives me strength. Lean on him every single day, because you're going to struggle every day to keep that water boiling or getting it to a boil. It's going to be hard every single day. You're going to have to put all that energy into it every single day. And you're not always going to show up with enough energy to get to that boiling point every day. And so you're going to have to do your very best that you have the energy for that day. That may mean having a cup of tea instead of getting the ice cream out of the freezer. That may mean going to bed a little bit early instead of watching that Netflix episode. That may mean saying no to going out and having a meal, and maybe say, hey, come over to my house instead and let's make something together. Those are options that you can choose to get to your boiling point. And I want you to get to your boiling point. Maybe it's that workout that you haven't built consistency around because it seems too daunting. It seems like there's just too much to do. There's too big of a chunk of time that you have to dedicate. You don't know how to fit it into your busy schedule. Well, that's what the Great 8 is all about. So the Great 8 exercises, we've been talking about it for the last 3 weeks. It is available April 1st. If it is something that you need a short, sweet, and functional exercise program that helps you see success, a little bit of movement each day can add up over time. Again, I am telling you, I am 3 weeks into this, 1 full month, because you do get break days, which is awesome. Like, who doesn't want rest days? Like, we need them to properly recover. So the Great 8 could be the one thing that you need. You need some consistency in your movement. Consistency in movement is just going to increase your longevity of life, your ability to move as you are aging, because we're all getting older, friends. It's just a fact. And so we get a choice of how we want to move into our older age. How do we want to physically move in our older age? And I want to see you move with energy, and I want to see you moving with confidence. I want you to see you moving with consistency, because all those things are totally possible. And when you are feeling that the struggle is real and your water is not even close to boiling, remember, you can do all this through him because he gives you strength. Remember that, Philippians 4:13. That would be a great one to memorize when you're feeling low. A great one to have a sticky note on your refrigerator to remind you when you're going in there to snack because you're bored. You can do all things through him because he gives you strength. I mean, every day lean in on that. Friends, have a fantastic day. God bless you, and drink some water today. And if you want that grade 8, put 8 down below. I'll let you know all about it.